Hey YouTube, it's Jack here. I have in my hands the best wedding present of all time. Or maybe not of all time, but at least for my wedding, this was my coolest present. My brother got me this authentic staff of Gandalf the White. It's obviously full size, got a really good heft to it. Came with this certificate of authenticity. Tells a little history of the staff. Officially authorized by United Cutlery, which is the provider of the staff to the set of Lord of the Rings. It also came with like a mount, so as soon as my wife saw it and saw that it came with a mount, I already have visions of it going right above our fireplace or somewhere else. And I want to get alongside of it. I've seen productions of Sting, replicas of Sting, and I want to get that next to this too. So, really cool. Okay, with the paperwork, I'm going to get this mounted somehow or laminated. Cool history on the back. So just got this really cool staff. Be gone, Saruman. Whoa. So, that's my nerd pickup of the day. Really cool. My brother Colin is awesome. Let me throw this on the floor. All that paperwork. So that's already got me all jazzed up. So got some beer, and I got a decent amount of comics, some back issues, and the comics that I picked up for this week. So let's talk about it. Today I'm drinking Rising Tide Calcutta Cutter Imperial IPA. Rising Tide is another brewery here in Maine. It's brewed in Portland, Maine. See, it's a very Maine logo there. Rising Tide. It is, like I said, it's an Imperial IPA. So when I first tasted it, I mean, it's hoppy, but it's a drinkable hoppy. Like, it's not doesn't overdo the palate on any type of really. It's definitely hoppy, but it doesn't stick around. It leaves pretty fast, and you can taste. I mean, it's in your mouth. The texture, it's high alcohol. I think I looked at it. It's like about 8.6%. So for an IPA, for an Imperial IPA, that's a pretty good amount of alcohol. So does it have maybe 8.7% alcohol? This one was born on September 5th of this year. Doesn't look like it has the IBUs on it. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking. It's a good, really drinkable Imperial IPA. So cheers. Let's talk about some comics. So I had a decent I don't pick up a lot of comics every week, but this week it seemed like they all kind of came. So I have 7 new comics plus a couple back issues. So let's get in there. So first off, I have Green Arrow 36. So I talked about this the last issue. With the new team writing, I was pretty excited. Me and my wife are big fans of the show, and so. Anyway, I picked it up. Storyline, it's all right. I'm gonna keep picking it up. It hasn't drawn me away from it, but Green Arrow just met up with this hacker person who was hired to kill him. But then I didn't like this. And then she knew that he was Oliver Queen, and then he instantly let her be on his side, just because she knew his name. He didn't prior, how do you know my name? Who are you? She just said, I'm good at what I do. I want to be on your team. And he's like, okay. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. She seems like she's going to be funny. She's weird. But I don't know. We'll see what it's like. I just thought that could have gone better. If we know nothing about this girl. You know nothing about this girl. Why are you going to let her be on your team? She knows who you are. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like that. Excuse me. So anyway, picked this up. It was a good enough issue. The art's all right. Yeah, so that was Green Arrow. Green Arrow 36. A book that I was really skeptical of picking up, but I picked up the first two today, or this week, was Deadpool's Art of War. I was just like, really, do I want to... It's another Deadpool book. Don't know if I really want to pick it up. But then I read some reviews, and it said that it actually is pretty good, pretty funny, catchy story, and said that it was worth reading, even though Deadpool is kind of overdone these days. So anyway, I picked it up. I picked up issue 1. I don't know. I haven't even looked at the interior art, but the exterior, the cover here is pretty cool. Yeah, so picked up number 1, and I got number 2, which came out this week. So again, I'm looking forward to it. The reviews that I read were good and said that it's a good story, so we'll see what happens. A book that I'm still obsessed with is Spread. And I think that this is going to catch on. Like, if you, I know that a lot of number 1s are already going for, like $10. So nothing crazy, but they did a really low print run for first edition, first printings of their number 1s. I've read like somewhere like in between like 20 and 25,000. And for Image, if I'm remembering right, Image, a lot of their first run stuff is like at 40. So this had a really, really small first issue. This is issue 4. I'm still loving this story. I'm still loving how the characters are developing. In this one, you get to hear a little bit more about the history of Molly, who is kind of the second main character behind No. Yeah, I mean, some just really... I want to open it up. Some really awesome, gory artwork in here, too. Maybe if I open this up. Let's see. Is anybody else reading this? Because I'm not really seeing a whole lot of people reviewing this. Guy who was John, Peter Parker, who, if anybody knows what happened to his channel, it's down. And he was really the only other guy that I was seeing that was reading this. Like, check out this, some nasty stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we're here. We're getting a little bit more into the world. We're seeing, these characters developing, and it's full of a bunch of badasses. So I don't know, if you're not reading this, I recommend this. This is a really cool book, really fun. Amazing Spider-Man number 9, the part 1 of Spider-Verse. I'm not as excited about Spider-Verse as a lot of people are. A lot of people are really geeking out about it. I'm just kind of meh. We'll see. It was there and I didn't pick it up. I probably should have picked it up. They had the team up part number 1 there, and I just didn't pick it up. I'm just not that excited about this storyline or this whatever this is. So I think it's gonna be cool. I'm just not gonna buy every series that's playing into it. So I haven't read this yet. I'm sure it's good. I've really enjoyed this run of Spider-Man. So we'll see what Spider-Verse is like. I'll let you guys know next week when I post up a new one. And another book that I haven't read yet is The Names, number 3. This is part 3 of 9. I am liking this. It's I haven't read this issue yet, but I am liking this story a whole lot. I think it's something different. We're kind of getting into a little bit more Wall Street. Just this stay-at-home mom taking on Wall Street big shots, and she's not a superhero. She's just like this kind of badass woman and hot. Yeah, so we'll see what this one's like. I've been enjoying this book. Hope I keep enjoying it. And then, this is the book that I am in love with right now. If you haven't picked this up, pick this up. Tooth and Claw, number 1. I'm going to say it right now too, that for some people you might not like it. This is it's fantasy. It's you know, when I first like started reading it, I was like, really, like walking animals, like thought it was kind of corny, and it's really wordy, especially the first half of this book. This book, by the way, was $2.99, 48 pages. $2.99, 48 pages. I was like, yes, that is worth $2.99. But the story is wordy, but it's worth it. If you're into if you need a little break from like your superhero, maybe just you need like a little bit different story going on than what a lot of stuff is out there, this is a good way to go. A lot of fantasy. It's about magic. It's about this world. And you can tell the author has put a lot of thought into this world. Like there's a whole backstory, a whole page that's just dedicated to giving you some backstory about what the world that he's setting up here. It's about these wizards who are experimenting with magic. They're losing their magical powers, so then they want to, like the magic from their world is dissipating, and so they're trying to get it back. And so I don't want to give away the story, but that's what you kind of are left with here is these wizards trying to cast spells on how do they get the magic back to their world. I really enjoyed this. This was my... it took me a long time to read it. I mean, it's 48 pages with lots of words. Like, it took me a while. But by the end of it, I was like, yeah. Like, I was getting really excited towards the last pages. So, cool book. Pick it up if it's there. Tooth and Claw, #1. Let's take a drink of beer. How's your guys' Friday? It's Friday night. Oh, that's good. I'm going to go see, what's that movie called? Big Hero? No, 6. The Japanese comic thing that Disney did. I heard some good stuff about it, so I'm gonna go see that with a friend of mine tonight. So that's my game plans for Friday night. My wife's gone. My wife's a singer, and so she's going and singing at a thing downtown. It'll be fun and all that. So I'm going to hang out with comics and beer and go to the movies. That's what I'm going to do. So some back issues. So those that saw a couple weeks ago, I've been trying to add up my Animal Man. I got Animal Man 13, 14, 17, and 18. I got all this Animal Man. Now, the best part about this Animal Man is like this number 13, this number 13 is, you know, in very fine shape. You know, there's no creases. There's no creases on the edges. Corners are all good. The coloring is good. It's a pretty cool cover. 35. Yeah, this was in the 30 cent bin. All of these were in the 30-cent bin. I'm gonna pick these up all day in the 30-cent bin. So, and they're in great condition. This one's the number 18. I gotta put in a new bag and board, but number 18 is still no creases. Yeah, I mean, all of these. This one's got a little ding in the corner here, and this is how badass is this cover? I think this cover is awesome. And again, these are Bullen covers, so Brian Bullen covers. It's badass. And for those that maybe haven't seen my previous video, Animal Man was kind of my reintroduction back into comics in the New 52. And so once that happened, I just really want to start picking up all the old Animal Mans, especially with this Grant Morrison run. Really cool story that I'm enjoying. So anyway, again, really cool cover, and it's in great condition. 35 cents. Can't beat it. Now, I picked these up when I was in Lewiston. Here, wait, well, I'll show you a couple more. I also picked up these two. Batman number 67. Again, in the 35-cent bin. So I figured, why not? And this one, these Batmans are much more beat up than the Animal Man. So Batman number 467 and Batman number 479. Who is that? I haven't read this yet, and I don't know who that is. Who is that? Someone tell me. I'm not going to read these probably for a little bit, so someone tell me who that is. Cool cover. Really cool cover. Tell me who that is. But I picked these up when I was down in Lewiston, Maine. I was down in Lewiston to make pilgrimage to Baxter Brewing. I just like Baxter Brewing mainly because that is the coolest logo for a brewing company ever. I don't know if you know, but Maine is like loves moose and has lots of moose here. So this, isn't that awesome? That logo is so cool. So Baxter Brewing is in Lewiston, Maine. Lewiston's kind of a struggling town. It's an old mill town. The mills have all moved out. So they took over this old mill, made it a brewery, super community-minded. Their beers are, I think, pretty much just here in New England. They might be in New York. Yeah. So if you see Baxter Brewing, pick it up. They're really cool, super nice people. When I went down to their brew shop, hung out in their tap room. It was just me and the guy behind there. He gave me like my own private tour of the place. I see them all the time. They're very charitable and being involved in a bunch of stuff in that Lewiston community. I'm really trying to revitalize it. So if you ever see Baxter Brewing, pick it up. It's good beer, good place, and they have a really cool logo. So those are my comics. That's what I'm drinking. I got Gandalf's staff. A good day. It's a good week. Have a good weekend. See ya.